Okay, last class we discussed about the network security part 2. So part 1 is going to be dealing by the Lakshman sir. In part 2 we are going to be see about IP security and the next concept about system security. So we come to know that what is the IP security and all. Once again I will share the part of IP security. We are going to be talking about IPv4 and IPv6. Through that, how the data is going to be transferred from one system to another system. Then how we are going to be deal with these uh, various layers data transmission. So how this IP address or UDP address, whatever various stages, what are the headers are going to be taking place, the major role, and how the information is transferring from one place to another place in the security. So before going to be talk this, we know that the IP address. What is the simple meaning of IP address means? In order to send the message from source to destination, so we have a source and destination address in order to transfer the data from one system to another. Just it is going to be used for transfer. So simple IP address we are going to be used for transfer purpose. We don't have any other choices. So when the IPv4 came into a picture, where we are going to be use the TCP/IP concept. So IPv4, IPv6, whatever it. When the header format new versions, it is going to be linked with the transmission control protocol along with the IP address. So what is going to be this transmission control protocol over IP? We will talk. So we said that general IP it is going to be need for source to destination transfer, where we have a source address and destination address we are going to be. But in order to check each and every layer, we have a different format of data is available. The data is different format. How we are going to be organized, and is there any data is missing? We need to calculate. So often we know that in the fourth unit we discuss about this message digestion and how the message is going to be digested and how the message is going to be do the encryption and decryption, everything. Some operations we are going to be performed. So if the operation is performed, so what is the size of message? What is the payload? And any checksum is there and any error control, FCS frame check control. So each and every layer, how the data is going to be sent in a secure manner. So in order to process the data along with some functionality such as frame check or cyclic redundance check or any what is the size of message, okay, from source and destination address. As usual, general IP format we have a source and destination address is general. Then later how we are going to be checking with the errors, all those things. So there the IP address came into a picture where we have various parts of the version and what is the size of message and source to destination. Is there any frame check or error check? Checksums is done. That checksums we are going to be find out. And other any related data which we need, that data we are going to be put it over there. Such that we have some security measures we are going to be follow, we are going to be used as IP security. For that related things we saw in the last class, both in IPv4 and IPv6, how it will be, the header format and what are the various functionalities are there. We nearly saw in two classes very elaborately. So today we are going to be say about system security. Before going to be our main concept, so in which place and where are the place we need a security. So for this, we are going to be discuss about some of the operating system concepts here. So that's only this is a part of operating system only. So what is the thing here we are going to be discussing? So what is the where is mainly security problem occur? So program threats and the system and network threats and cryptography as a security tool and user authentication and implementation of security defense and firewalling to protect system and networks and computer security classifications. So how for example, we can consider any Windows XP operating system So how the security measures are going to be calculated and how we are going to be provide a security in better manner, that we are going to be seeing this chapter. So the main objective is here to discuss the security threats and attacks. So explain the fundamentals of encryption, authentication, and hashing, and explain the use of cryptography in computing. Describe the various counter countermeasurable to security attacks. So what are the main needs where we can perform a security service? So what is the first one about why the security problem will come? Security, what is the security problem? So security must consider the external environment in the system, environment of the system. So to protect the system resources, to protect the system resources. What is the meaning called resource? What is the need of resource? For example, if I ask, so please go and check your unit 1 notes of CNS, where you are going to be get it, where you are getting. For example, we have another subject. If I ask you to, then if you download unit 1 uh, PPT, if I said where you are going to be download, so we have some resource where we have, for example, any Google Classroom or any Edmodo, we have one resource. When the resource are provided, that we are going to be download and we can. So if I ask you, can provide that information to us. The similar way, if the system going to be processed, some of the resources are going to be helpful in order to process the process. In order to process the process. So we know the process and resources, how it is going to be allocated. So process resources, how it will be. I think various algorithms are there. Okay. So round robin, all those algorithms are there. How to allocate the processes along with the resources. So what is the time to complete a particular job, and what is. Oh, మీ బుక్కే కాదు, నాకు ఆల్రెడీ వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చారు కదా book. ఇది మీ దగ్గర. Okay. So how to protect the environment? So consider the external environment. But for example, if your system is on, for example, you have one PC or one laptop, we don't have any internet connection. So can we say that your system under virus? If your system don't have any network connectivity, just simply we can start. Even not even if we didn't install any applications. For example, if you want to install an application also, we may get some external things we need to install. So just we can have your operating system and you install operating system. That's it. You are not yet connected any internet or any services. You are not yet. So is that your system is not under any attack. So when we are going to be connected with the network, so maybe if we are connecting with the LAN cable, so through the LAN cable, you are going to be transfer the data from your system to our system. Or for example, you are plugging some data card. So if you plug in, we are getting internet connectivity, then through that we are going to be. So some external servers are going to be included there. We are going to be may get. So in general, if you have a system, so we don't need any security problem. So when the system is connected with some external environment, such that we have a problem with this protection and protect the system resources, we need to resource. So can you define what is the meaning called virus? So generally you can have two types. One is virus, another one is we are thefting the data, something we can. So then what is the virus? What it will do the virus? The virus is going to be take your data. It is going to be crash your data. It is not going to be theft anything. Further, you are going to be implementing, you are going to be using any antivirus software. So that's when you are going to be pay and use the antivirus software. Particular antivirus is going to be kill that virus. So such type of any so simple antivirus virus means what is a unwanted file which eats a wanted file. It collapse or it spoil the wanted things. So such type of things we need to protect. When how it is virus is coming some through the network it is going to be. So we have some gateway to stop it. So what is if the internet is connected, we are still working with the antivirus. Then some of the viruses is going to be stopped. Intruders, that crackers attempts to branch security. So some main thing, if any, for example, if you want to steal anything from your home, so is that you need to if I want to go to your home, so the main door is only the one entrance. So we can go with any window and any place which is the weaker place, so that we can call the lack of confidentiality. So such places we can attack them. We may crack them. The theft is a potential security violation. So threat is a potential security violation, and attack is an attempt to branch security. Attack means we are trying to get. So that only in a previous class, one of the class we discussed that. So attackers are seeing your data, each and every data which you are. So simply means if you are connecting with the internet, your data is open to all. Those who have a technology, those who have a some of the applications to hack your data, they can hack. So that is every person who are in internet. That means so my data is open to all. So if you have it, gets to get it, we can get it. So for that, what type of securities we are going to be mentioned? What are the security algorithms we are going to? That only each and every time if you have using any Android mobiles. So have you updated your mobile any time? So what you observed in the updated things? What you observed in the updated things? Have you observed anyone? What is
Yes,
it?
sir.
So what you get it from that? If you updated, so what it will get?
Different contents.
డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటాం కదా మనం అక్కడ మెసేజెస్ వస్తాయి కదా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ ఆర్ అప్లోడెడ్ ఎనీ ఒక ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎనీ ఆండ్రాయిడ్ యాప్ ఉంది అనుకోండి ఒక యాప్ కానీ అప్డేట్ చేశాడు అనుకోండి బిఫోర్ అప్డేటెడ్ హ్యావ్ యూ రీడ్ దట్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ అప్డేటెడ్ సమ్ ఇన్ఫో దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి షోన్ సో వై ఇట్ ఈస్ అప్డేటెడ్ is there any specific reasons they are mentioned no? Update. So have you read any lines why it is updated? So see that my screen is visible to everyone. My screen is visible to everyone.
No, sir.
No?
Visible, sir.
Visible?
Yes, sir.
I think we can see, instead of seeing my face, we can see some other, my mobile screen over there. It is
Yes,
visible
sir.
to read.
Visible, sir.
It is visible to read, I am asking.
Yes, sir.
What is
Your
that? Can someone read it?
Your system is up to date.
One second. Yes.
Android version 10, sir.
Next one.
Android security update.
Security patch updated. Security updated. So each and every time we are going to be have our applications are reviewed. So even if, for example, some security patch levels are updated, so some it is going to be stopped. Some new type of attacks it is going to be stopped. So the program will be changed according to that. So for example, how we are going to be stop this virus through the program? For example, what is the main user? What is the main logic we are going to be follow? For example, take general WhatsApp we have. What is the main purpose of doing? WhatsApp. We can do a video call, audio call, and we can send a picture. So we can do some messages. Then everything is going to be processed between one to one or many to many or many to one or whatever some concept is there. That is it. If not more than that, somebody is entering them. Some another persons are trying to enter us or trying to capture your data. So such type of, even if you see that, if you learn more something, for example, your friend is updated his security, so automatically some particular person is updated his security. Or else we can see learn more if you read sometimes if the security updated, if you click on learn more. What is the message have you read? So even if the messages is not going to be read by the WhatsApp admin also, WhatsApp users also, that is a WhatsApp who is created. The main WhatsApp persons also not able to see that your messages one to one security is updated to your system. So such that, so any unwanted data or unwanted person are trying to enter in between your network. So for example, what is sending data, for example, sending message to one to another. So that is if I am typing hi in my message, my screen, the same message is going to be sent to the another person. So if the message is sending the way is, so we know that the message is going to be processed this all these 7 layers of our network, and it is going to be processed under 7 layers of our. So it is everything is going to be done in a fraction of seconds. So what is attack means? They are trying to attack the branch security. So where we have a different way how we are going to be. So he is ready with to attack. So it is a vulnerability. Have you heard the word so many times we discuss? What is the vulnerability? The simple meaning of vulnerability. Meaning of vulnerability. Weakness. So for that we discussed so many examples so many times. So where we can escape. So which place is have a less security. So that is a weak place. There we can try to attack. Attack can be accidental or malicious. Sometimes it is accidentally made or some malicious parts is going to be. So that's why I told that if it is something is going to be a problem with your system, maybe 1 or 2 rupees are missing. Okay, it is a simple 1 rupee matter. We are going to be simply we are not going to be considered such time. So when it is came to a 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, when it is a large amount, the people are trying to identify that the my system is under security problem. So my system is attacked. So my system is hacked by someone. So such times only they are not notified and noticed. So easier to protect against the accidental than the malicious misuses. So how we are going to be use that. Then security measure levels. Security must occur at 4 levels to be effective. So 4 levels are effective. So physical and human and operating system and network. Security is a weak as weakest chain. Weak as the weakest chain. So that is the meaning. So always the network is there. The person is trying to do everything. So when it is, for example, so how you can find it? For example, if I ask someone, for example, some 51 I ask, so can you respond? So how I know that the person is not in the meeting? If he is not responding, I can find out he is not in the meeting. The same way, if the person is going to be get attacked, then only the person know that he is attacked by someone. But if the data is going to be seen or data will flow, what is the patterns you are going to be seeing, everything is going to be observed by the attacker. When his time is come, that time he is going to get. That time only you notice that my system is under attack. So how is the physical levels of security, how we are going to be? Human levels. So avoid the social engineering and the phishing and dumpster drivings. So all those things, how we want to avoid various types of unwanted things we are going to be do on this. Then the operating system, how we are going to be support. Then the network, how we are going to be support. So physical access, how Physically means how directly the person is trying to, for example, he is putting some pen drive so that the virus affected pen drive is going to be used in the system. So then the system is going to be spoiled. The human, for example, some of the websites is going to be doing. The phishing concept is occurs in websites only. So your website, some of the websites you can click on that, automatically the virus is going to be entered. So in that particular network, you may unwantedly click some other places. So in our screen, wherever you can click that time is going to be. So where we have the options. Then the another one is about operating system. So operating system, we have the data. Again, here the operating system also, the data is going to be followed from your system to your local operating system is going to be converted. This the data is going to be converted. Why it is operating system means operating system is provided the platform for both input output devices. Yes, sir. Can you use a system without, for example, can you use mouse and keyboard from your system without operating system? So what is the duty of operating system? It's going to be given a platform for all other applications. Yes or no? So if you brought a mobile, the mobile is already inbuilt. For example, if you buy some assembly system, for example, you buy some PC. So for example, maybe Intel processor you buy, some graphics card you buy, some hard disk you buy. You have some disassemble parts are there. When you are making assemble, you have to try to install your operating system. Once you install, then only all other applications you can install on the system. Or you can, for example, you can starting itself, you cannot operate your mouse also. Once your operating system need to be loaded, once it is loaded, then each and every applications it is going to be run. Okay. So you know the what is the operating system platforms. So have you observed your device drivers, device manager? So where we can see that what are the applications it is going to be, how it is provided for internal and external also. So what are the ports are enabled? So what are the wireless ports are enabled? What are the COM ports are enabled? What are the drivers are enabled? So what is all those things? It is going to be provided a platform for all other applications. Then there my data is going to be transferred through the operating system and through ports you are going to be sending out. Then once you are going to be connected with the network. So even if you have a modem or if you are connecting through the LAN, whatever it we are going to be get some network, then we have a problem. So these type we need to effectively concentration on to avoid the security measures. What is the program threats? So what is the first one we can someone read? Trojan. What is this Trojan horse?
Hello. Madam, are you talking about? Hello.
Just tell me what is a Trojan horse? It's a one virus. The code segment that is misuses in its environment. The code segment that misuses. That only I gave a simple definition. What is a virus means? It is an unwanted file, it eats wanted file. It damages or it kills a wanted file. So it is comes to through internet, it will attack your system. Once your system is ready with your antivirus, it is the start. So exploits the mechanism for allowing the programs written by the user to be extended by the other users. The spyware, pop-up browser windows, and convert channels. So where we can have an attack of these type of viruses. Then trapdoor. A specific user identifier or passwords that circumstances normally security producers. So could be included in a computer. So trapdoor. Then another one is about logic bomb. Program that initiate a security incident under a certain circumstances. Program that initiate a security incident under circumstances. So in a particular place where we have, so that is it. So logic bomb. What is the meaning of logic? So where we have the thing, so the logic when it is going to be executed. So that time it is going to be exploded. So the bomb means simply call it is exploded. So that is exploded. Then stack and buffer overflow. Stack and buffer overflow. So exploiting a bug in a program overflow, either the stack or memory buffers. So what is the meaning called buffer? Can anyone know that what is the buffer? Buffer means the temporary storage where we have a temporary storage in order to work. So stack and buffer overflows. What is the meaning called overflow? So we are trying to keep the data if the stack is still the stack is already full. We are trying to enter or keeping the data in there itself. So we don't have a place to keep the data. So that time it is going to be have a problem of threat. So that time also the data going to be a threat. So Trojan horse and trapdoor and logic bomb and stack and buffer overflow. So for example, a program with a buffer overflow condition. So see that what is the buffer overflow? So it is trying so one simple program. So buffer size is 256. So what is the meaning called this one? Third line, can anyone say that? We already discussed one time. What is this? Can anyone say that what is the third line? If you how many I want to know that how many of them have a programming knowledge of this. What is the meaning called third line? I want to answer that. Anyone? I already discussed about this. Please, can someone answer? What is the third line meaning of third line? What is the third line? That is int main. No? What is the main? What is the main? What is the definition of main? What it will do main? Main is to enter both compile and execution. So where we can start our program. Main will use a main gate. So for the compile process and execution process, our cursor is going to be wait for main. So for example, if you write any C program without main, you don't get any errors. You remove a main and you can write 1,000 of lines program, then you don't get any error from that. So main is used to start execution or compile of your program. But here we pass some of the arguments over there now. Then what is the concept of this one? So function concept. So generally we have two types of functions. Function user defined and predefined functions are there. Okay. So user defined functions, we can write a number of arguments according to that flow same we have to pass the values to that particular function in order to execute, then it will return some value it is not going to be written based upon the parameters, and based upon the return type we have mentioned that it is null. So then why you have mentioned the predefined function also? So main is also a function. No? So predefined function main also can take the two arguments. Only it can takes only two arguments. That is argument C and argument D. One is argument count, another one is argument variables, another one is names. So you can consider the star arguments will use the names. One will give the counts, another one will give. So this line is known as nobody. Nobody don't know about this one. What is command line argument? I already shown this example also. What is the meaning called command line arguments? So predefined function main also we can pass some of the arguments, that is argument count and argument variable. So there we can have pass the values to that particular function. So here we are going to be buffer size. So we are going to be check if this argument count is less than 2, then we return -1, else it is string strcpy copy that argument. I told you know that variables, the first one. So the first position argument v.0, it is going to be copy to the buffer. What is the function of strcpy? Copying from source to destination. Source and destination. So the destination one source loki copy just. So then it is returns. Okay. So this one will be printed here. So the main arguments which so the output will be shown as 1 and some value, 2 and some value, 3 and some value. It is going to be counted and it is showing the value. So that is the main use of this command line argument. So modified shell code, something we have how we can modify the shell code. Then program types, viruses. The code fragment embedded in Legime2 program. So very specific to CPU architecture, operating system, applications. Usually born via email or as a micro. So generally how it will come means any when we are using an internet, then it is going to be attacked via email or any via macros, any applications, small applications if we are running that. So for that we have some reformat the hard disk and we can do all these things. So how we can boot the sector computer virus? So virus copied, but the sector, one second. Virus copied boot sector to unused local X. Virus replaces the original boot block with itself. As the system boots, the virus decreases the physical memory and hides the memory and above the new list. So if you something, for example, your pen drive shows something, your pen drive attacked with the virus. Your pen drive is showing us your data is full, but you cannot see the data what is in content. So it is simply you can say that it is eats the physical memory. It is the physical memory. Okay, so that is the virus attacks to disk read write interrupts. So generally, what is the memory? What we are going to be? So we already said that if we have any physical memory, what we can do? We can do operations on read and write operations. Okay. So if the read and write operations is not only done for one purpose, we have multiple times we can read, multiple times we can write, and we can add and delete everything we can perform if we have memory. So if the virus is going to be eat that physical memory, so it is not going to be used for next step. So that is. So whenever a new removable read and write is installed, it interfaces that well. So if the block is any attempts of other programs write to the boot sector, it has a logic bound to be have at the certain date. So it's have some certain time it is going to be when the logic is executed. So that is virus is attacked when we have, for example, unwantedly we are going to be click on that file. So that time it is going to be attacked. Generally you can say, so don't open that file or don't open that pen drive. So the pen drive is attacked by the virus. So whenever we have process, that times we will get the system is going to be affected by the virus. Then system and network threats. What are the system and networks? Then first one is up to worms. Use the spam mechanism, a standalone program. So it is also one type of virus where we have one virus. If you can find. One about a standalone program, it is going to be transferred from one system to another system. It is a mechanism where we have spam mechanism. So what is a internet one means? Exploited Unix network features, remote access, and bugs and finger and send mail programs. And the graphing hook programs uploaded in the WARM program. So uploaded main WARM program. So grappling hook. So that is one program we are going to be uploading. Then port scan. What is a port scan? So automated attempted to connect a range of ports, one or more range of IP addresses. So we are going to be connect some external data cards or external countries. We are going to be connected through the ports. So we have a ports. So either maybe VGA port or general COM ports or any ports which we are connecting. So how we are going to do that. Then another main thing is about denial of service. So overload the targeted computer, preventing it from doing any useful work. Overload the target computer, preventing from its doing any useful works. Then distributed denial of service, DDoS. We already discussed about this one in the fourth unit. So comes from the multiple sites at once. So when we have accessing the different multiple sites, so we are going to be attacked by this denial of service. Then the mirror internet one. So how it is going to be? Okay. So we already said that the Unix network we have the graphing hook program is going to be installed in the main program, where we have see that when it is installed the internet one. So it is going to be a risk attack and a finger attack and a send mail attack. And when it is going to be attacked, this graph pin hook is going to be requested from the worm. Then worm is going to be sent to the target system, infected system and target system. When anything, if we are going to be click it, if we are going to be touch that only, then it is going to be exploited. Up to that, it is not going to be do anything in your system. Okay, so the like that. So security communication over insecure media. So if we have insecure media, if the communication, how it will be. So see that how it will be. For example, the person write a message in, and a plain text is going to be sent. So encryption algorithm is going to be followed. So encryption key is going to be do. So in between, see that the cipher text C is going to be known by the attacker. Then we can easily Yes. So if any ciphertext attack is going to be done, so attacker is waiting for that. So what is the pattern? For example, what is a simple encryption algorithm? For example, plain text to convert it to ciphertext. So how we are going to be convert plain text to ciphertext? So we may take some position changes, or we are going to be change the words. So transposition positions, and we have substitution for and substitution and transpositions. We have two ways we can do it. No, so we can change it or anything. So if the in between is going to be trying to attack. So when we have an encryption key, is going to be the person is going to be do the exchange of keys. Through that key only is going to be do the exchange. So the attacker is going to be attack these keys. So that only the attacker known this uh, plain text also ciphertext that, but he is to know that then how to crack that one. So he is trying with the different keys. He's trying to open it with the different keys. So when we have received the mail and we can open it, then we can receive the mail. Then maybe we can dispose that message, or we can delete the message, or anything happen. So once, for example, proper for example, if you take any bank transaction, so I want to send money to you. If I send money, if it is reached to your system, so when the transaction in between the process, that time we need to secure. Once it is done, so in my system it is no problem. In your system it is no problem. The attacks where it is going to be attacked in between the network is going to be get attacked. So there we have to give provide this. Then it is read by the another person. So you see that here you can see the picture. So he's going to be write it, and he's going to be do the encryption with the key, and the key is shared with the is going to be do the decryption with his the same. Then it is going to be, you know what is the concept of encryption? Encryption is algorithm is a most of set of secret keys, set of messages, set of ciphertext. My voice is audible. So set of keys and set of messages, a set of ciphertext, encrypted message. A function that is E equal to encryption function is equal to K with message and ciphertext. So that is each K, so that is K function is generating the ciphertext message, both E and E of K. So for any K should be efficiency of computer full function. So function D, so we are going to be performing decryption. D equal to K of ciphertext. Then we are going to be find the message where we have K belongs to D, then D of K, the function generating the message from the ciphertext. So both D and D of K, any K should efficiency computable function. An encryption algorithm must provide this essential property. Use a ciphertext C belongs to capital C. A computer can compute M for the message such as E of K, that is the encryption of K along with message, then we are going to get a ciphertext only with the process of decryption. So when we can get back, but when we can do the decryption along with the key only, when we can get all those things. An encryption algorithm must provide this essential property. Use a ciphertext C. A computer can compute such M with ciphertext. So that is encryption of K and M and C. It is possible to perform that. Thus, the holding D of K, that is the decryption with the key, to decrypt the ciphertext to plain text used to produce them. But the computer not holding, so computer is not going to be hold this D of K cannot be decrypted the ciphertext. Since the ciphertext is generally exposed, for example, sent on the network, it important that the infusible to drive D of K from the ciphertext. So generally that ciphertext is going to be flow in the network itself, but the key is going to be sent separately shared by the user. For example, simple concept of, for example, we are going to be do the transaction from you and me, but who is the person who is going to be sent the key? So the, for example, the banker is going to be sent an OTP to. So then that OTP I am going to be enter. So he is going to be open the gate for sending a transaction between my system to another system. So that the thing is going to be that, for example, OTP is not going to be stored in any system. Then one time, so the name itself is a one-time password. So it can use for only one time and we can produce it. You know that what is we have encryption again. We have two types, symmetric and symmetric. What is the meaning called asymmetric and symmetric? So symmetric name itself we know that that is the same key we are going to be use it, and asymmetric means we are going to be use a different keys. That is a private and public keys we are going to use. Symmetric key means the same key. So name itself, we can start itself. We are going to be saying the same key used for encrypt and decrypt. DFK and derived from EFK derived from the DFK and vice versa. And DS is the most commonly used symmetric block encryption algorithm created by US government. So encrypt is a block of data at a time. Encrypted block of data at a time. Then another one is triple DS. So consider more secure. An advanced encryption standard. So we have a blowfish and two fish we have. So we have heard that blowfish algorithm and two fish algorithms upcoming. That is up and coming. Then RC4, the most common security system cipher, stream cipher, but known as how known to have vulnerabilities. So encrypt and decrypt streams of bytes. So that is wireless transmission. And key is a input to pseudo random bit generator, generates an infinite key stream, generate an infinite key stream. Then asymmetric we have finally we have compute with the derives with the different keys. So how do we see that? Derives D of KD decryption key with some n and E of EK. So that is again key I have. We have two keys. I already said that no two different keys. So there is a K, D and KE encryption key and decryption key. Two different keys are available. So it need not to be kept as a secret and we can widely discriminate. That is, for example, we have one is a public key, another one is a private key. So just we can use like this. So n is product too large. Randomly choose the prime number. So we know that RSA algorithm we are going to use two prime numbers P and Q, where example P and Q are 512 bits each size. So based upon the key size, we are going to be 512 or 228 bytes. The key size may be varying based upon the algorithm. So encryption algorithm E is, so encryption algorithm is E of KE comma n of m, the message we are going to be do the encryption, and m power k e. So we are going to be do that encryption along with the public key, where mode of n. So I think it is a formula where we learn in the where we have an RS algorithm we are going to be doing this one. And it satisfies this q minus 1 that is equal to 1, where you have two prime numbers multiplication it is equal to 1. Then the decryption algorithm KD is a mod CK, that is a this is a message and this is a ciphertext we are going to be perform the KD decryption public key we are going to be, and we can do the operation. So one second. It is not going well. Is this one. So that is the operation, the mod operation we are performing here. See that? So we have a write message 69, and we are going to be have a plain text 69 power 5 and mod 91. We are going to be take a prime number 91. We are going to be take, and the key is k comma 5 comma 91. We are going to be sent. So we are going to be use that 62 in between. So if we perform operation, this mod operation, we'll get the answer is 62. That we can send this data in some secure network also, in secure channel. Then decryption we are going to be performed with 29 with along with 91. So that is a see that answer ciphertext which is come from the sender is going to be 62 power 91, and mod of 91 is going to be performed, and finally is going to be get the 91. So that is a good example and very much interest can play with the prime numbers. So prime numbers we have very interesting concept we can learn. Then another one is about authentication. So what is meaning called authentication? So I think we will continue this one in the next class tomorrow. So we will stop it up to here. So our time up. Okay, thank you guys. Have a nice day.